Okay, so here basically we will try to understand Indian nationalism. So why at all this concept of nationalism, as we discussed yesterday, that the concept of nationalism basically emanated or basically came through French Revolution, the modern concept. But there was something common in India. Okay, the whole of Indian subcontinent has a common culture. All of Indians, we are Indians, but we enjoy the songs of Pakistani Coke Studio. Okay, we also enjoy biryani. So that is the thing. Our culture is the same. There is a common thread. We can divide borders like Bangladesh and Pakistan, but still our culture remains the same. Okay, so there was oneness earlier also. That oneness will reflect during the national movement. Okay, so how those development will happen, that we have to understand. So basically the British rule, initially they conquered the Bengal region. Eventually they will conquer Mysore, they will conquer Marathas, Hyderabad, everywhere. So at one point of time they will be ruling the whole of India. The whole of India, we can say, except the princely states. Okay, when that will happen, they will try to dominate and subjugate us. That is, they will try to exploit us, and they will try to take away our resources. This is the main thing, because they do not want it to develop India, as you can say, as one example, that Canada and Australia are also in a way colonies of UK. But there, what they did is the European went and they settled. Now India was unique. Why? India had people already. Now when they came here, they started as a trading company, and then they will start to exploit the people here. They will kill the handicraft industry, and they will take away all the resources. And for that, what they will do, we are going to discuss. And the exploitation will result in the rise of nationalism. So the first thing is important. That is Survey of India. So this Survey of India was founded in 1767. So try to remember the Battle of Buxar. Battle of Buxar happened in which year? Anybody?
1764.
Yeah, it happened in 1764. And the Treaty of Allahabad, that happened in 1765. Okay, and then what we have in 1767, we are having something called Survey of India. Okay, now it was set up in 1767 to help consolidate the territories of British East India Company. So after winning the Battle of Buxar only, they realized that we can loot this country. We can take away the resources. Okay. So if you want to loot a house or a bank, what you do first? You find out where is the tijori. You find out where is the resources. Where are the resources? When you find that, then only you can take away those resources. So for that, they will have an organization, that is Survey of India. The main motive of Survey of India was what? To find out where there are resources which can be useful for Britain. This was the first thing which was done. Now eventually, after Industrial Revolution, now the story of Industrial Revolution will start simultaneously in Britain. Okay, after Industrial Revolution, this railways will come. When railways will come, it is, many people say that the Britishers gave us the railways. So the Britishers invested in railways so heavily just to exploit India. Okay, not for the, not as a benevolent cause or something. So that is why our country has such an extensive network of railways done by Britishers. Now both of these, the survey of India, the railways, etc., were done basically to exploit the goods, natural resources of India. Now, there is something called exploration. What is exploration? What is exploration and what is excavation?
So exploration is to explore or to know about something, and excavate is to dig or extract something out of it.
So basically horizontal, when you do horizontal survey, it is called exploration, and when you do vertical survey, it is called excavation. You can say like that. Okay, so they started doing both. When they did exploration, they also found other things. In the olden days, you might have come across some stories that usko khajana mil gaya. He got some treasure somewhere, hidden somewhere. Okay, why you are coming across stories like this again and again? Because they started surveying on a grand scale, and when they started surveying, they came across a lot of ruins and lot of things. They came across Ajanta Ellora, they came across Sanchi Stoop, they came across other things also. Then they found that India was a rich civilization once upon a time. Okay, and then it also in a way helped in rediscovering of India, but their main motive was loot of India. Okay, now excavation is what? When you excavate layer by layer, it is called excavation. Now these are the images you can see. These are the images made by the Britishers. Here you can see they are trying to, survey the land, whether it is useful or not. Here also you can see the same. Just wait a minute. Can you mute anybody? I think
Sir, even you can mute them, I guess.
Just wait a minute.
You can mute all and then.
Just wait a minute. I will do that.
So you mentioned something about railways and Britishers. What was?
Sorry, I muted in only. I said the main motive behind railways was to extract the riches of India. Okay, the main motive behind railways was to extract the riches of India. It was not to help India. Okay, and that is why the railway lines which was spread in India was greater than Britain. Okay, because Britain is a smaller country anyhow, so we will have greater railways. That is a different thing. But here also you can see they used to make paintings like this a lot. There are a lot many paintings basically where they surveyed the land, what we can do here, what we can do there. Okay, so this is for the loot of India. And let me tell you another story of Santhals. Actually, when they surveyed, they found a particular land. It was called Daminico. It was called Daminico in present day Bhagalpur, Bihar, Jharkhand, and Bengal area. Okay, so there a group of tribal people, they used to live on a hill. They were called Pahariyas. And below them there was fertile plain, but there was fertile land, but the Pahariyas, their way of life was totally different. They don't wanted to be cultivators. Number one, they don't wanted to be cultivators, and they were so reluctant to contact the Britishers. Okay, so what will eventually happen? The Britishers will, bring another tribal people and will allow them to settle in the plains. Now they were the Santhals. They were brought from central India. They were Santhal. Okay, now the Santhal will come to Daminico, will settle in the plains, and they will start cultivation. So as I showed you something in the previous slide, like this. Suppose you are seeing a land like this. So here the Britishers came and saw that we can have this is a very fertile land. If someone will do cultivation, they can grow crops and we can take care of it. You know, taking out the revenue from these people. Okay. So are you able to listen me?
It was
So now we
broken
can-
in
Yes, sir.
between.
It was broken in the middle.
Okay, actually internet is not working fine. So basically they brought Santhal people settled in the, they were settled in the plain and they cultivated the land and the revenue was collected by Britishers. Okay. Now the Santhal used to call the outsiders, whether they were Britishers, whether they were some outsiders, as Diku. They were called Diku.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I am unable to comprehend. I mean, they were residing there or they settled there?
They settled there. And
From
Britishers
where?
from central India.
From central India, they shifted to Jharkhand and West Bengal area.
Yeah, but you know, around mid of 18th century or somewhere like that. Okay.
Okay, sir, okay.
Okay. So what happened for centuries? They cultivated that area, that land. So they considered that land belonged to them. Okay. And because they cleared the forest and started cultivation, the land belonged to them. Okay. So in 1855-56, there will be a revolt, and that will be Santhal revolt. It was also called Santhal Bhul. Okay, it was called as Santhal Bhul or Santhal revolt. Sorry. So it was under the leadership of Sidhu and Kanhu Murmu. Okay, and Daminiko will become Santhal Pargana. So here you are seeing the Santhal are fighting the Britishers with bow and arrow and stones. So basically the Santhals, they had a ritual. They used to beat the drum, and when the drum is beaten, then you can you know, fight the war.
Sir,
Yeah.
the first language which were introduced in Raj Sabha was Santali or Santali something. Is it related to it?
Yeah, it is written. It was not first language. It is one of the language which was lastly added to its schedule. Okay, it is not the first language to be added. Okay, it is one of the 22 languages in the its schedule. We have 22 languages in the its schedule. It is one of the Santhali or Santhal. Okay. Now, after this revolt, something will happen. This Santhal Pargana will be formed. Now, their tradition was that when a drum is beating, they will fight. When drum beating will stop, they will not fight. Okay. Now, the Britishers knew about this. Okay. Now, when drum beating was not there, although they knew that the Britishers will kill them, but they didn't fight. Okay. And they were killed like this. So basically, you might have seen Mahabharata also. So in Mahabharata, after Suryas, they will not fight the war. But these Britishers, they were not following any rules, any regulations. So there is a beautiful story about this in NCERT. You can go and watch. If you want to read, you can read. Then the second revolt, which is quite important for you, is Indigo Revolt. Now, the Indigo Revolt will happen in 1859 in Bengal, not in Bihar, in Bengal. There will be two Indigo thing. The first will be Indigo Revolt. The second will be Indigo Satyagraha. Now, Indigo Revolt will happen in 1859, whereas Indigo Satyagraha will happen in 1917 under Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. So, the Indigo Revolt will happen under the leadership of Vishnu Viswas and Digambar Viswas, okay, in Bengal. And there will be a book written during this time. The name of that book was Neel Darpan. Neel Darpan was written by Dinbandhu Mitra. Now, who was Michael Madhusudan Dutt? Anybody?
He translated the Neel Darpan in English.
Yeah, he translated the book in English. And this particular play, Neil Darpan, became quite popular in Britain. And there was a theater by the name Manchester Theater. They used to play or stage this play, and that is why it gained some sympathy. Now, and that is why the Europeans, they will empathize why they revolted, why the 1857 revolt happened. Now, during the old regime, which I already talked, the king ruled through divine theory of kingship. Now here, the loyalty of the people was towards what? King or royal family. And today, some of you were debating. Then I found one thing, that loyalty of us the Indians, should be towards the state, not toward a political party. We should be loyal to the state, the country, nothing else than that. Okay, we should not be loyal to a political party, etc. The modern spirit of nationalism developed in Europe when the loyalty will shift to territory. So here the loyalty will shift to territory. Now in India, the growth of modern nationalism is intimately connected to the anti-colonial movement. People began discovering the unity in this process of common struggle, you can say, against colonialism. The sense of being oppressed under colonial power provided shared bond of togetherness. But each class and group, as we saw, that the Indigo revolt happened for a particular cause, the Santhal Hul will happen for a particular cause. So a common cause is absent. Okay, so through the formation of Congress, we will see that a platform will be formed. Initially, that platform will be of upper middle class people. Eventually, it will have a snowballing effect, and the lower middle class, the middle class will come in, and then the peasant will come in, and then the tribals will also come in. Okay. So, but each class and group felt the effect of colonialism differently. Their experience were varied, and their notion of freedom were not always the same. So the nationalist writings and literature will play a great role in unifying the masses and percolating the spirit of nationalism. This was important. And then what? This will be followed by the formation of INC. Now the first book, which is important in percolating the spirit of nationalism, is Anand Math. In that, there were dialogues which were written in such a way that encouraged people to fight against the British power. For example, someone sees someone from the British company says that you just robbed a revenue cart. Now the revolutionary says that was neither stealing nor it was robbery. Whose money did I capture? Okay. Then he says the king's money. Kings, you say, what right has an English king on the wealth of our land? Then Bharat Mata was given a tangible form by Abanindranath Tagore through the painting of Bharat Mata. Okay. Then a similar book was Deser Katha by Sankaram Ganesh Deuskar. Okay. Whose Deser Katha made such an impact on administration that it was banned in 1910. He was a Marathi but learned Bengali and wrote this book. In that book, he wrote about the muslin weaver, what happened to them. In order to establish British rule, the Britishers looted the precious raw materials of the country. As we saw, Survey of India and Railways, in order to destroy the popularity of Dhaka muslin, which had spread to various European countries, the thumb of the muslin weaver of Dhaka were cut off. Okay. Then Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was called Lokmanya. He is also called as father of Indian unrest. And then what? Mahatma Gandhi called him the maker of modern India. He had two, newspapers. These are quite important because you might confuse One is Maratha, the other is Kesari. Now Maratha is not in Marathi, it is in English. Kesari is in Marathi. Okay. He also wrote Gita Rahasya and popularized Ganesh and Shivaji festival. He said Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Okay. Then what? In 1896, Bombay was hit by plague. During that, he gave some speeches or wrote some speeches, which instigated Chapekar brothers to kill Commissioner Rand, for which he was imprisoned for 18 months. He was again imprisoned in 1909 and sent to Maldives. I think, what is the name basically? Mandalay. Mandalay it is called. Mandalay in Burma. Okay. And here he was sentenced for 6 years. He remained in jail and wrote Gita Rahasya there only. He was also involved in Home Rule League movement in 1916-18. Then Indian National Congress was founded in 1885 by A.O. Hume. First session at Bombay, W.C. Banerjee was the president. Viceroy was Lord Dufferin. This is famous. Okay. Or this is important, and he famously said the Congress represents a microscopic minority in India. The first session was held at Bombay. W.C. Banerjee was the president. The second, Calcutta, Dadabhai Naoroji was the president. The third happened at Madras. Badruddin Tyagji was the president. Now, the moderates, they were a group of political leaders in India active between 1885 and 1907. Their emergence marked the beginning of organized national movement in India. So they will have limited success, but it was important for the growth of nationalism. Some of the important moderate leaders were Firoz Mehta, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Dadabhai Naoroji. They were mainly drawn from educated middle class, including lawyers, teachers, and government officials. Many of them were educated in England. They believed in demanding the reforms while adopting constitutional means. Their achievements were they critiqued the British economic policy. Like Dadabhai Naoroji wrote Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. G. Subramania Iyer and R.C. Datta also criticized the economic policy of Britishers. Okay. Now the economic demands by the Congress Party during this time started with a call for reduction in home charges. Now, what are home charges? That part of Indian revenue that went towards the entire India office budget and the pensions of officials living in Britain in retirement. So what is there was a question from home charges in the UPSC. So there might be a question from this also, in this also, because many of the questions are repeated. Now, two of the newspapers which became important during this time only were The Hindu and Anand Bazar Patrika. The Hindu was started by G. Subramaniam Iyer, who was the teacher, along with his 4 students, and Anand Bazar Patrika by Shishir Kumar Ghosh.
Sir,
Yeah.
Anand Bazar Patrika or Amrita Bazar Patrika?
Okay, sorry. So it became later Anand Bazar Patrika. It was Amrita Bazar Patrika initially. It became Anand Bazar Patrika. Okay. Now come to Lord Canning. Lord Canning was the Governor General during 1857 revolt. He was the person who was also, the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act. It was penned by Lord Dalhousie, but it was enacted during the time of Lord Canning. That is why there can be a confusion. Do not confuse. It was enacted during the times of Lord Canning. Then university at Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras were also established. He was the first viceroy because, after the revolt, this post was created. And the Indigo revolt also happened during this time. Then Lord Lytton is very infamous because he conducted Delhi Darbar during the time when India was facing a famine. Okay. He enacted Vernacular Press Act. In 1878, it was also called Gagging Act. So there can be a question, who enacted the Gagging Act? So Gagging Act is nothing but Vernacular Press Act. Then Arms Act in 1878, this is not that important. Second Anglo-Afghan War. Second Anglo-Afghan War is important, 1878 to 18. So basically a question might come. See, Afghanistan was considered as natural frontier. What is natural frontier? When you have some mountain or rivers, okay, like Himalaya is a natural frontier, we can say. For India and China, Himalaya is a natural frontier. Similarly, Afghanistan was considered a natural frontier because of some mountains like Hindu Kush, etc. So nobody was able to, go and conquer Afghanistan. So he had a forward policy towards Afghanistan. Okay. Now, first Delhi Darbar was also held. Queen Victoria assumed the title of Empress of India during this time. Okay, not during the time of Canning. The title was given. Okay, the title was given during his time. Okay. Okay, and then Ripon is quite important. Lord Ripon. Now, why Lord Ripon is important? Because the first Factory Act was passed during his time in 1881. And he also repealed Vernacular Press Act, which was passed in 1878. Okay. And he also brought a resolution on local self-government, where some of the powers of the provincial government were given to the local self-government. That is why he is called as the father of local self-government. This question is quite important. This question keeps repeating. Okay, so there can be a question, who is considered as the father of local self-government? So the answer will be Lord Ripon. Then Education Commission under William Hunter was also formed. Can you tell any other development in education which we have already covered?
Charleswood Dispatch.
That was called Magna Carta. Magna Carta of English Education in India. And here we have Sir William Hunter Commission. Okay. Now he is also the one, the census, the first census will start during the time of Lord Mayo. We are going to see the census also. We have to study the census. There will be a video. Okay. But the first decennial census will start from his time in 1881. Okay. But the most important thing he is famous for is Albertville controversy. Although he supported the bill, but his this bill was opposed in British Parliament and the whole of Britain, as well as in India. I don't know how it was a controversy, but Albertville was a controversial measure proposed in 1883 that sought to allow senior Indian magistrates to preside over cases involving British subjects in India. What happened? Are you able to see this window?
Yes, sir. The sign in thing.
So why it appeared? I don't know. Leave it. Okay. So now come to partition of Bengal. What we have seen what the moderate did. Moderate had limited success. By the time of 1890s, we can say the nationalism is somewhat tangible. And is there among the people, will penetrate among the people through press, through the writings of Bankim Chand Chatterjee, through the writings of other people also. It will percolate. Now the thing will be that after moderates, what will happen? Partition of Bengal happen. Now this event is very crucial. Why at all partition of Bengal is happening? As I told you, that the spirit of nationalism will be somewhat tangible right now. Okay, so that will be sensed by the Governor General of India also. He will also understand, although nationalism is a feeling of Europe after, after the unification of Italy and Germany, basically, a lot of people will be motivated to unify India also. And they will take inspiration from Mazzini. Can you name any leader who took inspiration from Mazzini among Lal Bal Pal? Okay, so Lala Lajpat Rai was inspired from Mazzini. Okay, he wrote a book also. So who is Mazzini? Anybody? Who is Mazzini? Anybody? So Mazzini was basically Italian revolutionary. Okay, so he is credited for the development of spirit of nationalism in Italy. Now the similar spirit will be developed in India also. Now this event of partition of Bengal was done basically to divide the spirit of nationalism. Okay, to stop the growing spirit of nationalism. Kolkata or Calcutta, it was called, so that became the center. That is why the Britishers wanted to divide Bengal into two halves, East Bengal and West Bengal, as you can see in the figure. Okay, the capital of East Bengal was Dhaka. Okay, and it was said that it will be made the capital of the Muslim land, because here the majority of people were Muslim in Assam and Bengal, and here the majority of people were Hindus. Okay, so basically he will devise this strategy to weaken the nationalist feeling of awakening. Partition of Bengal in 1905 was carried out by British Viceroy Lord Curzon despite strong nationalist opposition. It began a transformation of Indian National Congress from a middle class pressure group into a nationwide mass movement. So this was for the first time that INC, which was confined to few leaders who were very rich and who were jamindars and high class society people, from there it will move to masses. The spirit of nationalism will move to masses, and the masses will participate in it. Okay, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha had formed a single province of British India since 1765. We had discussed in 1765 what happened. You can write in the comment below what happened, which treaty was signed in 1765. Write in the comment. Yeah, Treaty of Allahabad happened, and the Diwani right of BBO, that is Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, was given to East India Company. The Diwani right of BBO was given to East India Company. During that time only it became a province, you can say. By 1900, the province had grown too large to handle under a single administration. Okay, but the partition was done in such a way to weaken the rise of nationalism in Bengal. Okay, so this is also true. Now, during the same time, actually the concept of a nation will not come as it is, but it will come in various forms. Now Tagore will write a poem or write a song. That song will be Amar Sonar Bangla during the partition of Bengal. Okay, so he will write this song, which is basically the anthem of Bangladesh. I think it is the anthem of Bangladesh, and Tagore is the only person who has written the anthem of two countries, Bangladesh and India. Okay, so he will write Amar Sonar Bangla during this time. he will also give the concept of Atma Shakti. Will also give the concept of Atma Shakti. Similarly, as we already discussed earlier, Tilak will say that Swaraj is my birthright. So Swaraj, Atma Shakti, Swadeshi, these are the words which will come to the fore. And from this, we can say a concept of nationalism will get strengthened, or the idea of nationalism will get strengthened. Okay. So as I said, Tagore will give the idea of Atma Shakti, self-empowerment. He will write Amar Sunar Bangla, then Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, as I told you, will be inspired by Majini. Bal stands for what? You can type in the comment. Who is Bal here? Who is Lal?
Bal Gangadhar Tilak.
Who is Lal Bal Pal?
Lala Lajpat Rai.
Okay.
Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra
Bipin
Pal,
Chandra
Bal
Pal.
Gangadhar Tilak.
Okay, fine. So basically, the the feeling of nationalism and the resentment against the British rule will be expressed by the people through what? Through clothed bonfire. So the clothes they used to wear. See, one thing is important. Basically, I was going to insert that image. My net was not working. Okay. So basically, you would have seen that during the end of 19th century, people are wearing dhoti and a suit and a coat. See, dhoti is Indian attire, but a coat is a British attire. Okay, so they are trying to emulate the Britishers by wearing coat. They will try to wear coat and even hat also. Sometimes hat also, and they will try to keep chhata, okay, to look high class. So that was the thing which was happening. If you will see the early childhood photographs of Mahatma Gandhi, you will find he is also in a divan suit or some sort of suit like that. So even Tilak also, he is wearing coat and suit like that. Now people will start burning them. People will start burning the Manchester cotton. Now instead of muslin, what we are now having, we are having Manchester cotton and Liverpool salt. So they will boycott this foreign goods. And then what will happen? The controversial partition of Bengal escalated the growing unrest, stimulating radical nationalist sentiment and becoming a driving force for the Indian revolutionaries. The Swadeshi movement was part of the Indian independence movement and contributed to the development of Indian nationalism. After the British government's decision for partition of Bengal was made public in December 1903, there was a lot of growing discontentment among the Indians. In response, the Swadeshi movement was formally started from Town Hall of Calcutta on 7th August 1905 to curb foreign goods by relying on domestic production. Now I am going to tell you what happened. Just listen properly. I will write everything because my net was not working. I could not write. So what will happen? This will weaken the moderates. Who were the moderates? Firoz Shah Mehta, Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji was respected moderate, but Firoz Shah Mehta and other people, they were the moderates. Their influence on Congress will weaken, and the leadership in a way will go to the extremist. Okay, now there will be a conflict. The conflict will be that the extremists will say that we should take this energy of Swadeshi movement outside Bengal. This is a good opportunity to, against the Britishers. So we should take the energy of this movement, Swadeshi movement or anti-partition movement outside Bengal. Whereas the so-called moderates, see, there has been always two class in our India. one class has always benefited. They were never poor. They had never faced any crisis like Adani, Ambani. They are always enjoying. Okay, throughout when the country was poor also, they were enjoying. Okay, so there was one class which was always good and better. There was another class who suffered, the masses who suffered. So now what is happening? The moderates are those people who always enjoyed. So their demands were also very moderates, that we should also be inducted in the civil services, something like that they will say. But the basic demand of common masses they will not put forward. That will be put forward by extremists or the people like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Roy, Aurobindo Ghosh, and Bipin Chandra Pal. So they will become as the true leader of the masses during this time. They will want to take the Swadeshi movement spirit or the energy to rest of the India. Now this will create a conflict between the two. In 1906, a session will happen, a Congress session will happen at Calcutta. Okay, so basically tell me who was the president of 1906 Congress session? See, the split was there. The split was there, but because of that person, the split will not happen in 1906 because that person was very respected. Who was that person? Dadabhai Naoroji. Dadabhai Naoroji. Okay, so that was there. But what will happen after that 1906 session? In 1907, where that session will happen, at what place? Tell me. Surat. The split will happen at Surat, 1907. So 1907, the moderates and the extremists, they will fight among each other and there will be split in the Congress. Okay, but the Britishers, they will crack down upon the so-called extremists. Now all the leaders like Tilak will be sent to jail in what? Myanmar, Burma, Mandalay jail. Now Lala Lajpat Rai, he will go to USA during that time. Okay, now coming to Bipin Chandra Pal and Aurobindo Ghosh. Aurobindo Ghosh will become a sannyasi and he will retire and go to what? Spirituality.
Pondicherry.
Yeah, Pondicherry, and he will go for spirituality. So it will become a leaderless movement. Okay, but the energy was there. Energy was there. When you don't have a direction, when you don't have leaders, but you have a lot of energy, then what happens? In that case, that energy is, energy comes out in individual heroism. So there will be some cases of individual heroism, like Khudiram Bose. Khudiram Bose and Praful Chaki. They will try to assassinate a judge. Okay, but by mistake they will assassinate or they will throw the bomb on a wrong person and two ladies will die. So Praful Chaki will commit suicide, whereas Khudiram Bose, who was a very young, young man, he will be hanged. And this will happen where? Anybody? Khudiram Bose.
1914, sir.
No, I'm asking where this happened.
Sorry, sir.
It happened under it is also called Alipur bomb case, but the planning was made at Alipur. It happened in Muzaffarpur. Okay, it happened in Muzaffarpur where he was hanged. The Khudiram Bose was hanged. This will happen. Now there will be, as I said, lot of energy among people. So the next thing which will happen will be Gadarites. They will rise to power. So about the Gadarites, we are Gadrats and also the individual heroism. We are going to see in the next thing. Also the split of Congress. I was not able to, create a slide for that. So split of Congress also we are going to see. During that period when the Congress was split, till the pact, where the pact will happen, where they will come together, where the moderate and extremists.
Lucknow Pact, 1916.
So tell me one thing, this Lucknow Pact happened between moderate and extremists or Congress and, Muslim League?
Both Congress and Muslim.
Both, sir. So try to find out this. This is homework. So Lucknow Pact was a pact between the Muslim League and Congress, or it was a pact between the moderates and the extremists. Okay, this is the question. And the Lucknow Pact was, I think, one of the first session where Gandhiji will first come to know about INC and the way it works. And then Gandhiji will come, join INC after his visit to Champaran, Kheda and Ahmedabad. He will eventually join INC and he will institute some changes. That also I'm going to discuss in the next whenever we are going to meet, where I will be telling you why Gandhian movement is called Gandhian movement and why it is important. Because a lot of people, without even understanding the logic behind Gandhian policies, they criticize Gandhi. He, ek thapad mare to dusra gal de to, and so on. So that is not the theory. The theory is something else. The theory is that of passive resistance. So to understand that, a lot of effort is required. So that I'm going to deal in the next whenever I will meet. And regarding that MCQ and stuffs, I will be sharing on a regular basis. The daily quiz also I will be sharing on a regular basis on that place only, OneNote. Okay. So if you have any doubt, then you can ask.
Sir, difference between the Indigo Revolt and the Indigo Satyagraha?
Yeah, Indigo Revolt happened in Bengal in 1859. Indigo Satyagraha happened in Champaran in 1917 under Gandhi. Those were different. Why those were different? Because, in Indigo Revolt, what happened? The so-called the people of Bengal, they were forced to cultivate indigo. Okay, they were forced to cultivate indigo. Now what will happen in Bihar then during 1917? There will be a system. There will be a system in place which was called Teen Katia system. So it was a revolt against that Teen Katia system, which was not in Bengal. Okay. Any more questions? Any other questions also, if you have, you can ask. Somebody was asking how to study, how to plan and all. How to study this, how to study GK in a holistic way or something, they were asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let me tell you here only. Just wait a minute. See, as you can see, there are two basically circles. Now this circle, or this is you basically. If you will have this circle, yellow circle, the green circle will become quite easy. Now, what is this green and yellow circle? This yellow circle is the knowledge of static GK. If you have good static GK, good knowledge of constitution and good knowledge of history and good knowledge of other subjects, then automatically if you will watch the newspapers, you will come across some news which is related to some part of the constitution. So you will relate, which is related to some part of history. Again, you will come to understand. Again, some part of geography can be there. So my take will be, first focus upon certain portion of static GK. If you are through with certain basic portion of static GK, then you should move to dynamic GK, and you can do that, because the assimilation of dynamic GK will become easier if you are good at the static GK. Okay, so let me tell you some example here. So if you have studied the environment thing, so here you have a news on Amur Falcon. So you might have already come across, if you have seen the environment videos, if you have gone through environment PDF, I have talked about Pankti story, where I have talked about Amur Falcon. So again, in the news you have Amur Falcon. In the news you have this Kabul Lamjao Park, which is the only floating national park of India. On which lake? Anybody? Kabul Lamjao.
Loktak.
Loktak Lake is in which state?
Manipur.
Manipur. So what happens? Our brain has this ability to store facts at a place. You can name any of the state of India. You can name. I can speak whatever I know about that state. For example, Manipur only. Okay, or
Madhya Pradesh, sir.
Yeah, so Madhya Pradesh is the state. The first thing which comes to my mind is Bhimbetka caves. Okay, there is a UNESCO site called Bhimbetka. There you have Neolithic painting. The second thing which comes to my mind is, Orchha and Gwalior. They were included as UNESCO cities. Okay, UNESCO city network is there. They were included. The third thing which comes to my mind is Sachi. Okay, the fourth thing which comes to my mind is the population of the tribals. Okay, the fifth thing which comes to my mind is the Ken and Betwa Riverlink project. Then again, the Panna Biosphere Reserve, then Bandhavgarh National Park, where the safari was started recently last year, balloon safari in Bandhavgarh National Park, and then the Tropic of Cancer that also passes from there. Then you have Chambal Valley there, you have Bundelkhand area, Bagelkhand area, then you have Amarkantak. From Amarkantak you will have this river Narmada coming up, and also Son River. So there will be a lot of things coming. Khajuraho temple is there. Who made the Khajuraho temple? During the Chandel dynasty it was made. Okay, so from one particular thing, a lot of things can come out. Cleanest city and water plus city. The first city to get the water plus status was Indore. In Bhoj, Raja Bhoj was the king of Bhopal. Bhopal has been named after him one day. Okay, so there are many things. You can name any other state also. I can speak over that also. For example, Ladakh. The language of Ladakh, they are demanding to name it as one of the official language. What is that language? Bhoti language. Okay. Apart from that, what is the official animal, state animal of Ladakh? Anybody?
White
No.
leopard.
No, snow leopard.
Snow leopard.
No leopard.
Snow leopard, black neck crane is there only. Hemis National Park is there only. Sangai deer, it is the Chingam National Park is famous for Sangai deer. Then you have, Pongso Lake, where China was introducing, and also Galwan Valley is there. Askai Chin is there. So there are lot many things you can speak. Ladakh is the largest constituency of India. Do you know that? Ladakh is the largest constituency of India area-wise. It is also called Khapachan. What is Khapachan? Land of snow. Then there is a plateau in Ladakh. That plateau is called Changthangi Plateau. There you will have a goat. That goat is called Changthangi goat or sometimes Chiru goat. And the Chiru goat, it has fur from which Pashmina shawl is made. You can search. Okay. So lot many things are there. If you will develop reading like this, which I said, make one small circle and then make another small bigger circle and then again bigger circle. So if you are saying that because I have read so much, I know this much, no, that is not true. The main thing is initially you will take time. Initially you will take time to memorize even the capital of a state. But once that is done, once you are aware about the capitals of the state, what is the capital of Mizoram? Write down.
Aswal.
As well.
Okay. What is the capital of Assam?
Dispur.
Dispur.
Capital of Gujarat?
Gandhinagar.
Gandhinagar.
Capital of Australia?
Canberra.
Canberra.
Yeah, because many people will say Sydney. Okay. So Sydney is not capital of Sri Lanka.
Jaipur.
Sri Jayawardhane.
Vardhane something.
Colombo.
Jayawardhane.
Not Colombo. Okay. So these are some of the things. If you know, suppose, then rivers. Do you know the rivers? About the rivers? Which river is called? Suppose I am just asking you questions about rivers. The topic is rivers. Okay. Which river is called Dakshin Ganga?
Godavari.
Godavari. Okay. Then the Hirakund Dam is on which river?
Mahanadi River, Odisha.
The Mulla Periyar Dam is located on which particular state? In which
Kerala.
particular- It is governed by which state?
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. Okay. Then Chambal is a tributary of which river?
Yamuna.
Yamuna. Then tell me two of the right bank tributaries of Ganga.
Sir, Yamuna and Sun.
Okay, Yamuna and Son.
Yeah.
Else all are what? Left bank tributaries. Okay. Then tell me the river of India which crosses Tropic of Cancer twice.
Mahi.
Where it is located?
It originates in Madhya Pradesh only, Dhar district.
Okay. Tell me one more thing, that recently there was, evidence of dinosaurs found at a place in India. Where it is? Dinosaurs evidence was found. Yeah, Thar Desert. Yeah, correct. So, there are a lot many things which can be asked, which can be framed. So see, I can ask you lot many questions like this, but if you will say, sir, make a video, it takes effort, it takes much time. So better than video, we have this thing. I will be writing, for example, river only. In geography, I will also make a section of geography. In geography, one page I can add, and whatever question I know from the river, I can write. Can you name a river which is called, which is basically, which crosses the equator twice? The river, not of India, the river which crosses the equator twice.
Amazon.
No. It is in Africa.
Sir, Congo.
Yeah, Congo will be there. Now, let me ask you something interesting. So, can you name a river of Andaman Nicobar? Now, Andaman Nicobar has also a river.
Sentinel.
No. So, there is a, try to find out the river in Andaman Nicobar. Where is Nalakondam Island?
Kelpong River.
Yeah, that is correct. But where is Narakondam Island? Narakondam Island is a part of Andaman and Nicobar. See, there will be what I think there will be a question from Lakshadweep, because Lakshadweep was in news. Okay, because of various reasons, Lakshadweep was in news. There can be a question. So like this, if you wish, I can take a topic and ask you questions like this after the class. Those who want to stay for 15 more minutes, I mean, they can stay for some time, and I can ask questions like this every day. I mean, yeah, so it will help, and we can have a quiz sort of thing. I thought of doing this on Clubhouse, but it is, I think, Clubhouse out here it is better. Here you can type also. That is why this is far better. So from next time we'll have some topic. On that topic we'll have quiz, and I will not tell you that topic. It will be on the spot. Okay, so this particular thing, I will be sharing the video.
So do we have the